so comfortable, and no one seems to hold me like you do. You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you.
Hello, welcome to Wednesday Night Sprint's TBRathon edition.
Yahoo!
We have the lovely Leandra joining us tonight, and we are going to be productive. This is the first sprints that I'm doing for 2024. It feels weird because I was on your sprints on Monday, but when I was thinking about it today, I was like, oh no, these are the first sprints on my channel in 2024. So yeah, we're gonna be productive tonight. I was telling Leandra before that like I had a very busy day. I think we have 5 days of work planned into the 4 days at work. I was like, this doesn't feel like a 4-day work week.
Yeah, like we might be doing too much, but
we're doing too much. But like, that's how it is when you're working like in finance. It's like gotta hit the ground running in the start of the year. So that's what it is. But anyway, I am going to be reading the Anthropocene Reviewed today. This is by John Green. John Green narrates it, so like highly recommend the audiobook. And this is so fascinating.
It's really
nonfiction, and it's a bunch of essays that he wrote during 2020.
Oh,
yeah,
more interesting.
Yeah, and so like some of them are related to COVID, but then like the one that I read earlier was like, because it was May of 2020 that he was writing it, and he was like, I just want to watch football, but like that's when like sports had ended for a while, and like we weren't really sure what was gonna happen, and he was like, the most important thing, like it feels like this little unimportant thing until it's not there. And this is just been like so good. And the funny thing is like every story, every subject he reviews, and he gives like, he's like, so like there was one that was like called The Internet, and he was like, I give The Internet 2 stars.
Oh my god, I love that.
So anyway, this was on my unhaul project, and I'm so glad I saved it.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. It sounds quite good.
It's so good. I mean, like especially if you like John Green's writing, because like you can see his humor and stuff in it, but it's nonfiction.
I've never actually read anything by John Green. So actually, yeah. So I'm wondering if it's bad for me to like want to read his nonfiction before I read anything else. But
I mean, he writes like all YA contemporary stuff, like very angsty, dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is so good.
Awesome.
What are you doing tonight?
Ooh, okay, so I'm juggling 2 things. One is Capture the Sun by Justin Mahalik. So I'm still reading this because I'm doing like 5 chapters a day with Danny. We are about, I want to say like a third. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe close to a third of the way through. Okay. And it's a trilogy, and each book follows a different couple. But I found in this one that among like it's like one of the people in the couple is like an alien and the other half is like a human. And of the 3 aliens that I've experienced, this one's my favorite man alien.
Okay.
This one seems to be my least favorite human woman. And I'm like, I've never experienced this before, where I'm like, half of the couple I adore and the other couple is fine. But
that like spoils the romance sometimes, because you're like, actually you deserve so much better.
That's what we've been saying. I'm like, this woman needs to clean up her act because he deserves so much better. But I am invested, obviously. So that's been fun. And then Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I'm about almost halfway through that. We're doing that for the read along for TBRathon, and I really like Chloe and Red. I like them a lot.
They're just the most adorable couple ever.
They really are. I was like, they're so sweet and they're so hot for each other. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Have you got to the camping scene yet?
No, but they talked about camping. Like I've gotten to the point where he knows about the list, and he's like, okay, I'll help you do these things. And now she's kind of like, she's opening up about the fact that she's got like fibromyalgia and like how she's having chronic pain. And so that's where I'm at now. So like they haven't done anything.
When you get to the camping scene, I'm gonna need a message. I'm gonna need a text message because that's when you're like, this is where the bar is for men.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, great.
I hope you love it. And like the funny thing is, it's like those are all like that's a favorite of all time series. But like actually, Chloe is probably my least favorite book.
Okay, then that sets me up
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
Yeah. Like I think Eve and Chloe are kind of like right at the same. Like I love them for very different reasons.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Danny will like always be my favorite. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're loving it.
I am.
Hello, Caitlin. Reading A Court of Ravens and Ruin tonight. Might I ask why?
Oh no.
This was one of my worst books of the year. I hated this book so much.
Oh no. So 0 out of 10 Breeze would recommend.
0 out of 10. And I read it during the Amazing Readathon, and like I read it quickly, but like I think it was probably definitely my worst book of the Amazing Readathon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, Caitlin, let us know.
But the funny thing is that like Rainey loved this book. Gave it 5 stars, like read the whole quartet. I was like, and then I read it like the next month, and I was like, this is terrible. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying it more than I am, Caitlin, or more than I did, Caitlin. Hello, welcome. Working on finishing Splinters of Scarlet and playing Sunrise Village. Fun. Rereading Fourth Wing and prep to read Iron Flame. Very nice. Hello. Working on organization type things for my reading life, updating my list of owned books in prep for easier picking of the books. Nice. I still need to update my own library spreadsheet. It's like halfway done, but it's not all the way done. Hello, welcome. Iron Flame is one of my books up next also. See the little buddy read happening here. Had a very busy day too. Yeah, I swear it's like they were like, oh, you were off for a week? Here are 3 million things for you to do.
Yeah, you're finally kind of not stressed. Let's fix that.
Let's fix that. Yeah. You look nice and refreshed.
Yeah, that's weird. You look like you had enough sleep.
Hoping to read 90 pages, but need to go to bed in 3 hours. Well, we will get some productivity done tonight. Hello, we'll be continuing the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn tonight. Very nice. I'm reading Not My Type by Evie Mitchell. I really want to read this one. Actually, I really want to read all of her books because she just published very not safe for work covers on her website. Like they're not available anywhere else. And I was like, oh my God, I need these.
I'm gonna have to check those out because this is the only book I've read her.
They're very steamy. This one I know is on Scribd, but I don't know if her other ones are.
Okay.
Hello. Loved Anthropocene Reviewed. Yeah, no, this is like, I'm like, could I put a favorite on the list that I read in January? Like,
could that happen?
Could it happen? I mean, I think I did. I think I read, well, I know one of them on my list this year was read in January because I read Small Miracles, which you need to read that book. Like, of all of the, like, that's where you should start with fantasy.
Okay, Small Miracles. Okay.
It's about a fallen angel. Like he's a demon essentially, and he has gambling debt, and so his bookie said, well, I'll take off your gambling debt if you can get this person to sin. And by sin he wants her to eat chocolate.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so funny.
he's the fallen angel of petty temptations.
There's this a video sketch where I think it was like Dropout or something, where they're like, oh, like there's a table of all evil people who've been bad, and this one woman's there, and they're like, so what did you do? She's like, I ate chocolate today. I was naughty. And a few people are like, that's not really that evil. And others are like, no, she's bad.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, it's very like Terry Pratchett vibes.
Okay. I haven't read anything by Terry Pratchett either. So
okay. Have you watched Good Omens?
No.
Okay.
I'm letting you are looking at like a blank slate when it comes to fantasy. I'm not even kidding. Like
I will help you along this journey. But you liked the Becky Chambers one because you're reading the second one this month, right? The Monk and Robot.
Oh, wait. I'm reading Psalm for the Wild Built. Is that the first one?
Is that That one might be the first one.
Okay, because I was like, I need to go back to the library and pick up the right.
Yeah, the second one is A Crown for the Prayer Shy.
Okay.
If you like
So
that
I'm
one,
gonna try that.
that's similar vibes, but fantasy instead of sci-fi.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. I haven't started it yet, but I will soon.
You like your rating of that will help me determine so much, helping your fantasy journey.
Okay, good.
Like that'll tell me exactly which lane to go down.
Okay, good.
Hello, Margaret. A super long wait list for the Anthropocene reviewed. I did not somehow did not have a wait. I don't know how, but I just got it off of Libby, and then everyone started saying like they had a wait list for it. And I was like, this is so weird. Now there's like 4 people waiting. And I was like, I should probably finish this.
I wonder if I guess it doesn't, I'm not sure how it works with Libby if they show you people are waiting, but you know, when like if people say they get the book and then you say, oh, wait for later, give it to me after this date, like if so many people over the holidays did that and then you were like, oh, this is available, like you're not
Maybe,
like something, I don't know,
that could have been but yeah, because now it says like 4 people are waiting and I was like, okay, fine, I'll read it.
Okay.
Because I was like, I wasn't really planning on starting my year off with nonfiction, but here we are.
I know. You know what? New year, new you. Here we are.
Right. And then I was like trying to figure out, because I finished one fantasy book because there's the novella, and then I was like, oh, okay, what's like, because now I like think of it in like colors of my genre blanket. And I was like, okay, nonfiction is pink, so that'll be really pretty next to the gray for fantasy.
Oh, that is so funny. Where you're like, okay, what kind of color scheme do I want?
It's so true. Finally going to sit down and read tonight. I've been editing 3 videos this week. Nice. I have been editing so many things because I filmed a lot during my break. And so I've just got like a bunch of stuff. I mean, like I filmed my unhaul because I just wanted to put the books away. But that doesn't go up until like the 22nd or something like that. But I was like, if I just have all of this stuff that like I'm done filming pretty much for the month.
All this raw footage just like sitting there like waiting. Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever filled up a 256 megabyte memory card until this weekend.
Oh my gosh. It was like everybody, videos to come. Get excited.
It's like I have the whole month other than vlogs done. And then, and also I'm gonna do a reading journal. I had the FOMO.
I'm so excited for you. Look, I'm thinking
like
about
really
this year. You're doing a reading journal.
Going back to our roots. My channel started as a bullet journal video 6.5 years ago.
Oh my gosh. you took a good sabbatical and now you're ready to go.
Right. Well, because weirdly enough, my book bullet journal from March of 2018 is still my most viewed video. It has over 10,000 views on it. And I was like, I think I should probably update this because that was a terrible video.
Like, actually, yeah, you're like, I'm better at editing. I'm better at like everything. I can make it look nicer.
But like, I still make that video public because it still gets views.
Yeah. That is crazy. You know what? I think actually, I was just talking about this today with a friend that for me right now, my most viewed video is I did like a check-in halfway through the year where I was like 6 months of spreads and I just did a flip through. And I was like no one comments on it, but I'm like, this continues to get views. I'm like, people are watching. And I'm like, okay.
Like here, we're going to try it. So I have a new Leuchtturm coming this week whenever it gets shipped. I like ordered from the Leuchtturm site because it's a color that's like not available on Amazon. It's like this really pretty dark green. So because we are going with like full folklore vibes this year.
Love it. Yes.
But anyway, so I'm gonna do a reading journal once I gets here. Anyways, going to be picking up The Last Party. That's a Lucy Foley one, right? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Is it? The Hunting Party is.
The Hunting Party. That's right. No, The Last Party, I think, is now I'm thinking maybe it's Megan Miranda.
Ooh,
it's
maybe.
No, I've read this book. I don't remember. I can picture the cover. It's like pink and black, I think.
Okay, maybe I don't know it then.
It's a thriller. I think it was a book of the month.
It sounds like it, if I'm going to be honest, like the title and the
right. Making dinner right now, but I'll be editing later. Very nice. Hello. Can't stay, but wanted to pop in and say hi. Welcome. I hope you have a good evening. Hello. My first book of the year is The Mad Ship. Ooh, nice. Hello. Gonna start 4 aunties in a wedding during these sprints. Very nice.
Fun.
Hello. Welcome. Yes, John Green is angst, dramatic, and pretentious.
Okay.
And this one's pretentious too, but like kind of in the best way, because like that he was like, because it's written in, what I say, May of 2020 or something was the majority of when they were, and it's like he was sitting in his office, he hasn't seen a human outside of his family in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, he has things to say and no one to say them.
No one to say them, so he wrote a book. Hello. I love the Anna Christine reviewed, but I also love John Green. I'm reading The Girl in the Stars tonight by Mark Lawrence. I also need to read that. That's for Cassie's book club. I have the audiobook for it. Somehow also got that one. I didn't like that one said I had like 4 weeks wait. I was like, I'm just gonna put it on hold anyway, just in case. And then it was like, your hold is ready the next day. I was like, great.
Like, okay, well, rearrange my plans.
Right? Like I think as long as I finish it by the 20th or something like that, I'll be fine, because I don't think the live show is till the 3rd week of January. I would recommend Anthony Christine Reviewed, even if you haven't read his fiction. It's got the same voice, but obviously it's for an adult audience.
Yeah, it might be a situation where if you didn't but I guess this is if you don't like his fiction though.
Because most people, when they don't like his fiction, it's because he writes for 16-year-old girls.
Yeah.
That is his target audience with his fiction. But I've read a couple of his and I didn't love them. I really like Turtles All the Way Down. But the other ones are they're fine. But I love Hank's books. And so I was like, okay, well, this is, and I feel like they're
related.
I feel like they're critique partners, I imagine.
Yeah, it would be very funny if they were ever no, I never see the other.
I've never seen his book.
What?
Yeah, imagine. There's no way. Read John Green in high school, but I read one in December, and it's just not for me. Yeah, no, I think I tried to read his very first one, An Abundance of Catherines, maybe a couple of years ago for a video project. I read 10 pages, and I was like, nope.
You're like, never mind.
This is not for me anymore. Hello. Capture the Sun has a cool looking cover. It does.
It does. And there's you can't see, but there's a little fox, alien fox that is telepathic, but through empathy, it can flood you with feelings and images, and there's people have abilities in this world. It's very fun. I'm telling you.
It's an animal companion. I'm gonna need to read this.
Yes, honestly, Hunt the Stars is that's the first book, and it's so good. The couple is great.
Familiar.
Yeah, my arm is not long enough, or I would reach it from my shelf, but I can always show you the cover of that, because all the covers look awesome, to be honest.
Yeah. Hello, my first TBR sprints I've joined so far. Going to be reading The Great Hunt, Wheel of Time #2 tonight. Nice. Hello, reading The Hollows by Mark Edwards. Very nice. In the TBRathon, do you need to go submit each book you read? I saw a form, but it was for people doing sprints.
Oh yeah, rally. So you just have to do the only time if you finish a book and you want to let people know, there's the GIF counter. So if you just go to that in the Discord, you just honestly you respond with a GIF. You'll see a bunch of GIFs, and that's all of the everyone's finished a book since, and you can just get to look through them, and that's the only way we're counting books, because I
have decided to make that a challenge, and every book that I finish, I'm finding a GIF that fits the book.
Yes, I love that. That's literally what I'm going to do too.
So I finished Mislaid in Parts Half Known, which has dinosaurs. So I found a dinosaur one.
I love it. Yes.
And then I think that I'm gonna do this one has I've already thought about it, because there's a story on here about the hot dog eating contest on July 4th. So I'm gonna do one with a hot dog.
Hot dog in it, yeah. Okay, I'll make sure to look out for that. And as soon as I see a hot dog, I'll be like, that's Breeze. I won't even look at the name. I'll know it's yours.
Fair. That's right. You did buy it from my bank. I hope you love it. Yeah. Hello, Rye. Got my cocktail and some cookies. You are gonna have a great night.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's like a perfect recipe.
Mm-hmm.
Going to try to get a big chunk of Divine Rivals done, and then some more of Blood Over Brighthaven. I need to read that this month, and it doesn't have an audiobook.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem sometimes with doing indie fantasy. I have like 3 books this month that do not have an audiobook. And I was like, well, that's fun.
Like, okay.
Although I ended up switching out one of my fantasy romance people because someone posted one late that I actually really wanted to read, and I was like, that one has an audiobook. Like, whereas the one I had originally picked did not.
Yeah,
like, I'll read this another time.
All of a sudden, I'm in the mood for this one.
Yeah, I was like, 8-hour audiobook, no audiobook, and it's 700 pages.
Ooh, that's a tough choice.
Tough choice. I was like, I have too much to read to deal with that. Yes, the camping scene. It's like maybe 2/3 of the way in.
Okay.
Yeah. Working on some productivity things through the first sprint, finishing a podcast episode, and then I need to pick a book. I just finished Every Hearted Doorway. Nice. There's a reread for you, I think. Reading Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Have it out from the library and trying to get it back in a timely manner. Nice. Yeah, you should try Small Miracles.
Okay, I will.
Hello, Ro. Yeah, you've read Little Thieves.
I have. Yes, I read Little Thieves, and I've read the second one, actually. I read Painted Devils, too, over the summer. So, yeah.
Nice.
Weirdly, both books were sent to me from the publisher, and I was like, "Do they know what I
You're like, this is not a cozy mystery."
I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay," and I loved both, so it was good. But I was like,
yeah, Prayer for the Crown Tries is the second one. Yeah, I get that. They're those type of titles that are very long and like.
Both of them have a hyphen in it,
right, like, Kayla? Like those covers. Chef's
okay,
kiss.
I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, if you look up on her Instagram, she's got them there. I'm really liking the Wheel of Time book. Very nice. Currently listening to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I'm gonna read this one next month for Brittany's thing. My wait list has 37 people ahead of me. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
That sucks. Maybe you can find it like on Hoopla, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Or the library will get more copies if they see how many people are waiting.
If there's that many people waiting, they'll usually add a copy. According to Libby, my library's hold time is 3 weeks. That's not too bad. You can get that. Yeah. The Libby pressure gets to me. I return my hold when I have 5 days left. Yeah. Yeah. You like if I know there's nobody, because I keep a pretty close eye on my Libby. And so if I see that someone's waiting for it, then I will either I make the decision in that moment. Am I gonna read this in the next 2 weeks? Or can I just let it go? Because you know what I mean? Like I've had one on my shelf that like I keep renewing, but then like someone was waiting for it. I was like, okay, I'll just come back to it.
Yeah. So. I've done that where I've I've just sent it back early and then I immediately borrow it. I immediately do like the thing where I'm the next person on hold then. I'm like, okay, they'll get it. And then as soon as they're done with it, it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My province has 3 copies for 1 million people. That's not enough. You could always try to get another library card.
Yeah.
There are certain counties that do not verify your address. And so if you put the address of a Taco Bell near the library, they will never know.
Exactly. Like I'm pretty sure there's a few of our Australian friends who happen to live in the United States when they borrow books from Libby. And that's the only time they live in the US.
Broward County in Florida is one of them that like there was a Taco Bell right next door. I was like, that's the address. I was like, and like it's nobody like there are some that will verify it like after 60 days or whatever, but then some don't. Like I've had some for like over a year and they haven't done anything. So I mean if they do. And then there's also some like I know like the New York Public Library you can like buy if you don't live in the city, then you can buy it. Like I just use my sister's card for that one. But yeah, you can also like pay like $50 for the year or something, which is like always helpful because like obviously then you're supporting libraries.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good thing.
We love it.
I have 2 lives that are killing it with views. Yeah. My amazing readathon kickoff sprints are like almost like I've never had a live have that many views. There's like almost 1,000 views on that.
I was like, I remember I was there like in the comments and I was like, there's so many of us.
You should have seen the private chat and me freaking out. Yeah, Claire McIntosh. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. It's like a pink and black house, like a black. Like you can see like the silhouette of the house and like a pinkish red background. I'm like, I knew it was something. Hello, Jess. Just got my evening beverage poured, ready to read. Reading The Sayer's Swindle by Victoria Abbott. Nice. Yeah, I will. But I can't talk about it, and I'm gonna be very good about not talking about my booktuber favorites for the battle, the choose your own adventure. Because otherwise, like if I'm on sprints and I'm like, oh, I loved this book, then like that's gonna be the one that wins. So I'll talk to you in February about it. Hello, welcome. Or we don't like fiction because maybe they were making out at the Anne Frank Museum. Yeah.
Oh.
That is a thing that happened.
I didn't know that happened.
I forgot about that.
Interesting.
Sometimes we don't make smart choices as an author.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on The Left Hand of Darkness for my trail map.
Ooh, that's a good one. I hope you enjoy it.
Hank and John do videos together. Yeah, the Vlogbrothers channel is just absolutely perfection. John always says at the end of his videos, Hank, I'll see you Wednesday. Yeah, because like they switch off. Like Hank will do a video and then John will do a video, and so like and then it's the whole video is literally just them talking to each other in like a monologue form. So like Hank will do his video one day and he'll be like, hi, John, this is what I was thinking about today. And he'll just like do a monologue. And then John will do it. Hi, Hank, this is what I was thinking about today.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And like Hank just went through cancer and like chemo.
I saw that.
And so like that, like, so they got serious for a little bit, but yeah, they have such a wholesome relationship. They're great brothers. Hello, reading The Color Purple for the banned book prompt, sharing some love with the like button. Thank you, Kay. Are you going to go see the new movie for The Color Purple? I definitely want to. It looks really good. Hello, welcome. Started If We Were Villains audio today, so we'll be listening to that. That's the title of it. For some reason, I cannot think of any dark academia. I was like mixing words, like my vlog, because I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. First TBRathon last weekend, and I had to wrap up the vlog today. And like for the life of me, could not remember the title of the book. And then when I was making my list of books that I needed to read next month, and I was like, we are villains. Are we villains? Like I cannot remember the title.
Are we villains? Question mark. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
I had a new release that I forgot I had on Libby, and they're like 45 people waiting to let me renew it. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Often let me skip the line. I've never gotten a skip the line.
Yeah,
never.
No.
I was like, I don't think my libraries do that.
I was like, I don't think that's real. It's like a myth, you know?
Yeah. 128 in line for 30 copies. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
37 is nothing for Libby. I have a book that I'm 212th in line. Oh my gosh. There's one indie book that I was like 110 or something, and there's one copy, and I've had that on hold since like June, and I still haven't gotten it.
Gosh, that's crazy.
I think it's like, well, now it's like you will have this, like, now it's like down to like 4 weeks wait, and I was like, when I get this, like I'm just gonna have to borrow it and read it, even though it's not gonna fit any content.
Yeah, you're like, I refuse to be back on the wait list. I can't.
I'm not going back on the wait list. I'm gonna start Not Done With You Yet. Very nice. Hello. Our library verifies our addresses via Canada Post. I have a card for the capital city and the rest of the province. That's good. That's good. My Utah library is really, really bad. Like the Salt Lake County is good, but like you have to live in the county, and I live outside like the next county up. And anytime I go to request, they like purchase a queer book, it's automatically denied.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta love Utah and those Mormons.
Yay. We love it here.
So that's why like I had to start looking elsewhere for other libraries.
Yeah. And I have my county library where I live. I live in Pennsylvania. So I also have the Free Philadelphia Library because they allow you if you're a Pennsylvania resident.
Yeah.
And I have my parents lie and say I still live in New York with them because they're a part of a 4-county system where you have access to 4 counties, and it's lovely. So yeah, but I've got like 3 cards going.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the other ones that I have, but I think like there's one in Kansas that like Brittany found.
Ooh.
That doesn't like, and she's like, it has the best stuff. Like the weirdest, like tiny town in Kansas has like the best library selection.
I mean, awesome. That's great.
Right? I had plans to read something on my TBR, but was able to get a hold for the 600-page space horror I wanted to read. Ooh, I love space horror.
Oh my god,
that is the subgenre of horror that I am so interested
in. I want to read more of that because I read Dead Silence, which I loved, and I wasn't a fan of salvaged, but like I still love the idea of space horror. So I'm definitely gonna be reading more of that for sure.
Darcy Coates has one. I haven't read it yet, so I can't tell you what it is, how good it is. But also you get a lot of the same tension from underwater horror too.
I believe that actually makes a lot of sense
because a lot of it is like, you know, is there something that you're seeing or is my brain running out of oxygen?
Yeah.
And like you kind of have the same thing underwater as you do in space.
Yeah. I feel like that would actually scare me more is like the idea of even though it's similar concepts, I feel like water-related horror would really scare me.
So Into the Drowning Deep by Mara Grant and From Below by Darcy Coates are both like 2 underwater horrors that I really, really love. And then S.A. Barnes, the person who wrote Dead Silence, has another book coming out.
I know. Ghost Station.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
My request on NetGalley is pending.
How dare.
No, right? Yeah. So, you know. John is the reason I'm a lefty now. Yep. Yep. I want to see it, but waiting to watch it from the comfort of my house with cheaper snacks. A mood. I actually don't really love going to the movie theaters that often. Like I want to go see Wonka, but I like kind of just want to do it at home when like maybe I can make fondue and do that. Like, make it a whole evening.
Now that sounds lovely.
Make my own little chocolate river. Reading For the Wolf by Hannah Witten, audiobook while doing some organizing. Very nice. I feel like Skip the Line always pops up at the worst time. Yeah, I've never had it. They're not indie books that I'm on hold like that. I've been on hold for over 9 months. Wow. Skip the Line. Libby has fast passes. That's what it reminds me of. Hidden Pictures, I was on hold for 11 months. Like my thing is like because I have Audible and Libro, and because I still have credits, I've never canceled either one of them. But then I keep getting credits. It's a whole thing. But I was like, so if I can't find it on Libby and it's not on Scribd, then I'll use a credit.
Yeah, you go through all your options first, and you're like, I have like
then I'll use a credit.
Plan C. Yeah,
like I'm reading the 7-Year Slip. For the Booktuber favorites, and like that one had like a 9-week hold. Scribd doesn't have it. I'm like, well, guess I'm using a credit for this one. We have a fantastic library system where I live, but I haven't physically stepped in it in over 15 years. Yeah, I don't like going to the like physically going to the library. It's like 20 minutes in the opposite direction from where I drive to go to work. So I'm afraid that if I make a trip up there, the going to return it will just never happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Location is so important. Yeah.
Because ADHD, and I'm like, that's a big task to drive 20 minutes out of the way for something.
Yeah, especially if you're like have a long day of work and all of these
Right.
things. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, I don't physically. So I use them for audiobooks and ebooks, and that's it.
Yeah. You should see if your library still does late fees, because mine doesn't. So like technically, I mean, it might upset your Libby if it's, overdue.
It
But
does,
like,
yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I did one where it was like, I literally, like, it got to the point where they were just like, there were so many fees, and then they just sent me a thing. They're like, if you just pay $20, you can have the book. And I was like, cool.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I'm not, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So that's how I got the book.
Now I have it.
Now I own it. I live in Massachusetts. I get like 20 libraries through the South Shore Library System. Very nice. Actually says something like, we notice you're a fast listener. You can skip the line and have this book for 5 days. Maybe it's because I've never, like, I wait until the very last minute to read these books.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fast listener.
You're like, she's not reliable.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fair.
We get 10 Hoopla borrows per month. And 1 month I used all mine for audiobooks. So I got my dog a library.
Oh,
I love this.
that is so cute. It's hilarious.
I think I only get 8 Hoopla borrows, but
I only get
Hoopla's
4.
not great anymore, at least at my library. Because like Hoopla, you can only have 1 library connected to it, and they're good for graphic novels. So that's what I usually do. It's graphic novel, like I'll binge a graphic novel series. But I don't. I can never find anything on audiobook. I love the Free Library of Philly. They help me so much, even though my local is good. Nice. The book is called Paradise One. Oh, I've heard of this one. I've heard of this. Libby is the new Disneyland. We only have 1 card. Our library gets books from us. Any library in the state. Nice. From Below is so good. Yeah, underwater pressure changing can fuck you up mentally. Yeah. In both Into the Drowning Deep and From Below, there's a scene with like pressure change. I have a card for the whole state of Ohio since I used to live there, and Polk County, Florida. Nice. Florida's every other month. That sucks. I've been told that From Below is good, but not as good as the Myra Grant one. It's different. Underwater zombies, killer mermaids.
Oh yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Different. I liked the Darcy Coates one better, but I love Darcy Coates. So, like, Into the Drowning Deep is one of those ones that, like, when I read it, I was like, "Is this a 4-star or a 5-star?" Like, I settled at 4.5, but then it's like I still think about it, and I read it last January.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking forward to the new Sarah J. Maas book? I stopped reading that series. When I learned that I had to read like Kingdom of Ash in order to read, and I was like, that's 9 books into a series. In order to read the new series, I was like, I'm done.
No, thanks.
Exactly. Fondue, your own bathroom, no heads to try to see over it, right? And like the temperature is set to the temperature you want it at. Moved in October. My new house is literally across the street from the library. That's cool. 20 minutes each way when not normally going that way to the drive to the library. Right. And like it's not even freeway, like it's stoplights.
Oh.
And that's the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah, that's not fun.
10 hooplas. We only get 4. Oh my gosh, that sucks. You get 6. Yeah. I had one library that had 5 and then they upped it. Yeah, it was like they upped it last year to 8. Get 20 hoopla borrows a month.
What?
Jess is just like over here living the best life.
Yeah.
I get 7 with hoopla. It doesn't have a great selection. Oh, they do have IPB. That's true.
Yeah,
I have 3 dogs. I have 5.
Every dog gets their own card.
Okay, but wouldn't it be adorable? I mean, like I can see the Instagram of Schmidt actually going into the library.
Oh, and like you like holding up like a book with like a dog on the cover, being like their first borrow.
Exactly. What is this? Ohio's leading in something? Only at 3 from Hoblo. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Our library will deliver and you can mail it to drop off. Wow, that's cool.
That is lovely.
That's cool. However, I do know that if you live up by Cleveland, it does not do that. Oh, that sucks. My library is pretty far away from me too, so I don't get there as much as I would like. Yeah. But that's good that they have a drop off. So then at least, you don't have to do that. Yeah. It's, been 40 minutes. We haven't started sprinting yet.
We just talk too much. We have too much fun.
It's fine, but maybe we should sprint.
Yeah, maybe.
Their signature would be the paw print. A new genre of books. We could write books for dogs that people could read to them.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, we are going to sprint. These are 45-minute sprints, correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So we'll be back in 45 minutes. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
That was dinner sprint for me. I posted it in the Discord. I had some lovely salad pizza.
Yum, yum.
It was quite delicious. But that's pretty much all I did.
Productivity.
Where'd your sprint go?
I ended up reading 2 chapters in Capture the Sun, and then I was chatting with Danny about it. We've been like sending voice messages back and forth, and like things are picking up as far as like the action. Like there's this entire like just a war that's been going on or that ended, and they're afraid it's going to start again and everything. So it was like very high impact, but we did see the one bed trope, which I loved. And it was a sweet one bed trope because this book started off hot and heavy. Like chapter 7, we had stuff happening, and now like with other complications, like the characters are kind of learning about each other and not having a physical relationship. So it's very sweet, but I'm also like, okay, trust him again, get back with him again, but I'm enjoying it, and that's what I did. I did also start chapter 10 of Get a Life, Chloe Brown, just in between talks with my friend, so I haven't done much, but yeah.
Nice, very nice.
Mm.
Nice and productive. Let's see, where were we? You know, I really should have starred the comment.
I always remember to do that after, and I'm like, yep, that's not when you're supposed to remember to do it.
Yeah. Anyways, Midnight Ruin by Katie Robert from NetGalley. Yes, I have that, but I was really hoping that it would show up as a January ALC for Libro, and it didn't. So I haven't started it yet. Probably won't read it until after it comes out. Because I'm going to see if I know, like, Bethany's not doing chapter 3 podcasts this year. And we read all of the other ones on chapter 3 podcasts. So I was going to see if like they wanted to do something, excuse me, just like on Bethany's channel with the 4 of us that read the rest of them for Midnight Ruin. And so that probably wouldn't happen until February. Yes, this is on Leandra's channel. And it's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
It's so cute. I'm going to have to look up Midnight Room. It's like book 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's book 6 in a series. I wouldn't recommend starting with that one.
Yeah. So start at the beginning.
Yeah, at least book 1 and 2 I think can be read as standalones. Like you see the cameos later on, but book 3 is where like the plot starts.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you're like, oh, this is not just a romance.
Like things are happening.
There's politics.
That's me.
So I was like, oh yes. Yes, definitely go use it. Hello, Jen, home from work, trying to finish up The Bear and the Nightingale. Very nice. Hello, Brooklyn, on my lunch break and listening to Fragile Threads of Power. What are you thinking of it? Hello, Rainy, passing through on my way to a friend's house. Finished my 2nd book of the year for TBRathon. There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. Loved it, 5 stars. We love this. Read about 30 pages of Binding 13. So many people are talking about this book.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd ever really heard about it until people were talking about it.
Me neither. Had dinner, got to page 14 in The Last Party. Very nice. Read 108 pages.
Oh my gosh.
Beast. Caitlin is amazing. She reads so fast. Yes. Well, this is why I wanted her on Team Plum.
I like it.
Going to start Emily Wilde for BookTuber Best Books video. Good luck, Rainy. I don't think you're going to like this one. I think you're going to be bored.
Oh, no.
Like certain people I know will love it.
But
you probably will like it. Rainy's not going to like it.
No, I understand.
And I'm enjoying it. Nice. We love that. Managed 30 pages, hoping to get halfway through The House Witch 2 for Cozy on the Map. Very nice. Main character owns a pet on the board and indie published on Bingo. Doing all the work. Read 14 pages of The Girl in the Stars. What are you thinking of this one, Michaela? I'm scared to read this one. Because despite owning at least one book from every single one of his series, I haven't read anything from Mark Lawrence before.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And also, the question would be,
That
would this be the one to start with? Like, which series do you start with then?
I think normally you would want to start with the Red Sister because
Okay.
the one for Girl in the Stars actually like kind of is in the same world, but you don't have to read the Red Sister or whatever that trilogy is called before.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna start with Girl in the Stars because that's what the book club is doing. And I missed, like, they were doing Red Sister last year, that trilogy, and I just like I didn't have time. So I never started, but they're starting in this new series, and I was like, okay, I can do this.
I'm gonna do it.
Ended up starting Sharp Objects for a buddy read I'm doing. Very nice. I was supposed to be eating dinner too. Chicken sandwich that's still sitting next to my computer, completely untouched. A mood. A mood. Read 56 pages. I'm reading Body Work, The Radical Power of Personal Narrative. That's interesting. Finished dinner, ate and got to 33 minutes out of an hour and 18 currently. Nice. Coming through the B-roll at the moment for the shots that I want. Love doing that. On chapter 52, very nice. Cleared off page 100 in yours truly. Very nice. That was an excellent bit about sugar-free gummy bears.
Huh.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. I've been sprint hopping and annotated 5 pages of a book for a video. Ooh, fun. I think so. I figured it out because I was like, my biggest thing is that I hadn't been able to read Babel because I didn't have a video for it, and I want to like really like savor that book. So I literally put in a video, I think in like February or March, where it's literally just going to be annotate Babel with me.
Yes, that's a great idea.
I was like, then I have content and I can savor this book. And it's just perfect.
You literally have a reason to like take your time.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah, that is awesome.
Read 20 pages in The Sayers Swindle. Jordan the MC has a crush on Lord Peter Wimsey, which I did too when I was reading Sayers. Nice.
Yeah, cool. I've read one book by Sayers. And yeah, Lord Peter Wimsey, he's a fun character.
Ate dinner and read a chapter of Empire of Storms. Made it to 80% of Divine Rivals, and I'm not crying, it's just allergies.
Oh,
Oh no, like good crying.
hopefully.
Have about 20 pages left of The Bear and the Nightingale. Very nice. Finished Heartstopper 5. Then read 1 chapter of Best Friends Through Eternity. I love reading like 4 books at a time, but sometimes it never feels like I'm making progress, right? So like you're reading all of these books, and like I'll do this a lot in the first half of the month, and it's like, man, I've only read like 3 books this whole month, and then it jumps up to 9.
Yes, because you're finishing them all like one by one, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, I haven't finished a book this month yet, but I'm also literally in between like 5 or 6. I realized, and I'm like, well, here we are. Yeah.
Did a bunch of small things and decided to start Silent Blade by Alona Andrews. Nice. Hello, welcome. Hello to the future. Hello from the past. Now I'm intrigued. It's just very cozy.
Yeah.
Like it's very cozy and not a lot happens in the book.
Like I have to admit, like I did start it, and I knew I wasn't going to finish it by the end of December, and I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on other reads. So I'm going to get back to it. And I did like the first 40 pages, but I also was like, this is very informative. Like it's literally, it's written like she's a researcher.
I also do not recommend the audiobook unless you're also immersion reading it, because there's footnotes. And there's it's not a different narrator for the footnotes, so you actually don't notice. And like for a while I was like, I thought that she was just like going off on this dumb rabbit trail for 5 sentences, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then but it's really the narrator reading the footnote where it's supposed to be, rather than waiting till the end of the page. So like immersion read it or physically read it, because the audio, like that was a struggle for me.
Yeah, I'm physically reading it, and you're right. Yeah, like the footnotes, so then you can know when you want to go and pause and look at it.
Yeah, well, like the Rune of Kings also does footnotes, but they have a different narrator doing the footnotes, so you're very aware it's a footnote.
That's
this
smart.
one did not. You're not late. We only did 1 sprint because we can't stop talking.
Anyway,
listen, I've always said my Wednesday night sprints, They are kind of chaotic. My Sunday sprints, those are the productive ones.
Yeah.
Which I'm not doing Sunday sprints this week because it's the last week of regular season football. So I'm like, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do some Saturday because I know Margaret's going to be out of town. So I might do some, but I don't know. Kind of depends on if it snows or not. I've been reading The Poppy War, but hard to concentrate with my head killing me. Oh, I'm so sorry that you have the flu. That is a very dense book to read when you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Oh, no worries.
That's what I'm doing too. I didn't get a chance to read Red Sister. Yeah, I didn't either. So we'll start there. Cassie said you didn't have to read Red Sister or that trilogy. Book of the Ancestor. That's the trilogy name. Like this stands on its own. You just kind of get some of the like Easter eggs. Read 2 chapters of Caught Up, 58% into the book. Very nice. Hello, welcome. 66% into my book, Starlight by Olivia Wildenstein.
Fun.
Nice. Yes. That'll give me an excuse to finally get to Babel, right? It's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. Like I have 2 copies of it.
Oh my gosh! What?
Well, because I got the regular one, but then like there was
it was like a special edition or something.
Yeah, it was like I think it's Foxglove or something like that.
Okay.
And it's like very much my aesthetic.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that is really pretty.
Right?
Yeah.
And like the back, like it's just so pretty. And the like inside of it.
Yeah.
And it was not too expensive, so
which one are you going to annotate? Are you going to annotate the other one or?
I don't know. Well, so it's actually the same exact, like what they did is they bought it, like you get the whole book, but the only difference is actually this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll annotate it, and then if I end up not liking it, I'll just swap the cover. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
Made it to 12% of The Great Hunt, read 10 pages of Pine, maybe drifted off for a bit because I was too cozy. That's the problem with getting cozy. You're like, I could sleep for a minute. My current reads are The Half Sister by Sandy Jones and The Words We Keep by Aaron Stewart. Finished all the laundry. That's a never-ending battle for me. Oh, you're in town, but your brother's also in town.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. When you said travel, I thought you meant you were going somewhere. You know,
someone's traveling. Yeah.
Someone's traveling. Read my chapters for Chloe Brown. I need to read Babel too. Maybe we should do it together, right?
Oh, buddy read, support.
Yeah.
And you can have someone like to immediately talk with, being like, this happened, and
right, exactly. I have about 40 minutes left of None of This Is True. What are you thinking of it? That one has a podcast, if I remember correctly.
I think so too.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, like the audiobook. I heard that they would like the audiobook would be really cool with the podcast. If they, I was hoping it would be. I think Brittany was talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I need to try to find the audiobook for that one because that's for February. But I'm sure that there's a hold on it. Next weekend I'm out of town. Okay. See, I knew I was on the right path. Yes, let's do it. I'll let you know when I'm doing that video, and then I think it's March. Because I don't know that maybe I don't remember. Oh, this is a conversation that's happening in the chat. I was like, what?
Which character is Jen?
If anyone's doing laundry, go switch it. You might need to switch it. I also did that in the last sprint. I switched laundry.
Oh, nice.
The audiobook is so good with a podcast element. Great.
That's what I thought.
Editing this B-roll, wondering what the bangs in the background are, and I just remembered this was filmed on New Year's Eve. Oh, yeah. Our fireworks, I swear, started at 7:00 on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, ours did too.
It's not New Year's anywhere.
Yeah, I was like, that's like way over the ocean. I'm like, what
He's
are
like, yeah, it's literally over the ocean.
yeah, like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm sure it's just because like they had kids, and so they're like, we're gonna do it now.
Yeah.
Anyways, hold on. It's trying to tell us that we need to go back.
They're like, hey, it's been 15 minutes.
Which, like, to be fair, we just finished the comment, so like that was actually pretty good. Reading Chloe Brown, and I keep picturing Red from Big Brother. Yes. Did you switch to physically reading, Chloe?
No, I'm still doing the audiobook because I don't have that. Like I could go to the library and get the physical copy, but I haven't had time to go do that.
Gotcha.
So I've still been doing audio, but it's been okay. Like I've kind of just accepted that, you know, she's not Chloe. Like that's not her voice. You know what I mean? I've just kind of accepted that she's like not that person.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the other two the narrator for the other two books is much better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we do another sprint?
Yeah, let's like be productive.
All right. Since it took us almost an hour to start it, we'll
yeah, we're making up time.
There you go. All right. I will see you in 45 minutes. It's so nice and peaceful.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what? There's no scary cats tonight. Like, we're fine.
That's why I like the tomato timer, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of that like jingle.
Yeah.
I read about 30 pages or listened to.
Nice.
And I finally made my Instagram highlight covers for this year.
Yay! Woohoo!
So now I have to go in and organize my Instagram.
Yep. It's like,
I wish
okay,
you could do it on the computer. Like, I just feel like the app, I don't know, doing something on a phone is just so much smaller. And
I agree. And it surprises me that Instagram doesn't allow, like, they're so phone focused. Like, there's so many
limited
things. Yeah, like even adding to your story, like we can't do that on our computers, right? And I'm just like, this is so annoying that I can't just share something.
I literally have to like airdrop the stuff to my phone and then put it on.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like, I couldn't imagine if I didn't have a Mac, like, and I couldn't airdrop. And I
you'd have to like email it to yourself.
Yeah. That would be so annoying. How did you do?
Well, I ended up getting 2 more chapters in for this, and what's interesting about it is that like you'll learn this as you get through the series, but the other race, they have this ability to like telepathy. They can like read and enter your mind, and so like during the war, that was obviously a really terrifying thing, but now it's like they found ways to show how useful it is and how like it can be a positive experience. But in this book, our main character, she has PTSD, and it hasn't been revealed yet, but I think like it's involving like when she was in the war in the military and like the enemy used it, and now she has like really horrific memories in having someone enter her mind. And so now like her and her love interest, they're like dealing with it. And yeah, it's like I appreciate that kind of interesting representation, even though she's still being herself. And it's like just he's so patient and like kind to her, and it's like just
I just added the first one onto my want to read on Goodreads.
Yes,
okay. It just sounds like so good. Like, I don't know. I don't read a lot of like sci-fi romance. Outside of like IPB, which like I say I've read it. I've read one book.
Yeah, right. But this also has like the military kind of like political their like interactions and stuff. Like I feel like you'll appreciate that and like know that the world's a bit more like their international relations.
Winter's Orbit?
No, I haven't, but I want to. I know exactly the book you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing with like this political romance. But like it's kind of like Star Wars-y, but put in a romance, but it's queer.
I know it is. I know exactly what you're talking about because I think 2 books in the series have come out so far? I think.
Well, so they're both standalones.
Okay, but they're like okay.
Yeah, they're in the same world, but there's not even any real crossover.
That's good
other than just like mentioning the politics, but they're on very different ends of like the government.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like Winter's Orbit is more like is a romance set in space or set on another planet, and Ocean's Echo is a sci-fi that has a romance.
Okay.
So like kind of depending on like what you want is where you should start.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, the thing is I can't remember who the author is now.
Maxwell.
Okay, because I used to do I've done like contracting before, and I used to work for this one guy who his job was interviewing authors for a certain website, and so he, for whatever reason, he was like a busy guy and he didn't want to have to do the go around of trying to ask for the interviews. And so I was that person who would reach out to like publishers and agents of authors and be like, hey, would you be interested in having him interview them? And I remember I had to reach out to her agent, and he did get the interview, which was very exciting. But like I didn't interact with her. But I remember being like, this, like when I was doing research, I was like, this actually looks very cool.
Yeah. No, I read Winter's Orbit last year, I think. And then I actually read Ocean's Echo during Amazing Readathon. Like I read that chunky book in like 2 days.
You like had to. You're like, we gotta keep this going.
Yeah. Well, it was one that like my patrons picked, I think. So we'll blame them.
Yeah.
But also I just used emoji polls for all my patron picks.
Oh,
so they didn't really know.
You're like, okay, I have to admit, there's a bit of an ignorance. They didn't know.
It was either emoji polls or I did something. It was like the genre one time, and then one time it was really fun because I did the points that the book would get, but I didn't tell them what team I was on.
Oh, actually, that's sneaky. They're like,
I
wait,
know, right? Because you're like, do you go for the one that's like all out and hope that I was reading for your team that time, or do you like kind of stay? And it was like pretty much everyone like kind of stayed in the middle.
Yeah, they're like,
not the biggest one, but not the smallest.
I love that. They're all like, let's be rational here.
Yeah. So that was really fun. But the funny thing was that like I think I was reading for the blue team that time, and like I feel like 75% of my patrons were on the blue team at the time.
Oh, so they were like,
I was like, you actually.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that was a fun one.
Yeah,
I'll definitely be doing that again this year.
For sure. Yeah, that's so fun. I'm gonna add those books to my Goodreads though right now, so I don't forget, because I always think about them and I never do it.
Right. See, Brittany's the smart one, and like she screenshots all the comments.
Oh my gosh, I know. She's always like, "Oh, I already screenshotted it." I'm like, "Can you send that to me?" Like, please.
Maybe I should make, because I'm like kind of like compiling my list of like what spreads I want in my reading journal, and maybe I should do books mentioned on sprints.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun. And then you can like see like how it progresses.
Yeah, and then like throughout the year, like you just kind of add to it as you go along.
Yeah. And you can kind of keep track that that's how you knew it. Like sometimes I'm like, I remember this book was mentioned, but was it on sprints? I can't remember. And it's like, no, it was. That's actually really smart.
That's a good idea. See, I have all the good ideas. Now, will I remember it when I get my journal? Who knows? Hello, jumping on because my book is so dramatic I can't stop reading. I do have a vision for one spread because I'm bringing back the Rainbow Project in 2024, where I do a vlog where I just literally read books of the same color.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like the dumbest idea for a vlog, but oh my god, they got so many views.
I love that. That's like awesome. And it probably allows you to like also pick random genres. Like it's fun for you, fun for everyone.
But anyway, I'm gonna make a bookshelf spread with like stacks of 4 books, and then I'll fill it in as I read them. And so then at the end of the year, it'll be like a shelf full of like colored books.
Oh, you're creating your own rainbow.
You're creating my own rainbow.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, it'll be so much fun. Yeah, I thought about that today while I was like literally driving home from work, and I was like, this is a good idea.
Yes, I can see it now.
Goodbye, Ro. Have a good night. I didn't read that time, just watch YouTube videos. That's fair. Kayla put out her new La 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 Miss video. I had to watch that at some point. Now at 39 minutes of an hour and 14, might have gotten distracted. It happens. Yeah, see, Instagram's just stupid. And it's the only, like, even TikTok now is computer adapted.
Really? I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, you can scroll with your mouse.
Then honestly, why? Especially because, right, so like Instagram's under Meta, right? So it's like you're owned by a company that has other platforms that use all. So it's like, what is happening?
Like, let's be honest here. Facebook was around before the smartphone was.
Exactly. So just transfer those skills.
Exactly. I'm on page 28 now. Been sprint hopping over to Nell's. Yes, Nell does Wind Down Wednesdays. She starts a little bit earlier than I do because I am on the western half of the United States. But yes, those are fun. Hello, Carly. Got through 50 more pages, and the big bag was just name dropped. So excited. Midnight Room is so good so far. I'm really excited about it. I've heard some really good things about it. I got ready for bed and read 20 pages. Very nice. Another 30 pages. This is a cozy fantasy type thing, and one of the POVs is a cat. It's a bit weird, but silly entertaining. You know what has a really good cat POV? The book wasn't great, but the cat POV is the last house on Needless Street.
I didn't know that. I knew that has a cat on the cover, but I didn't realize it had a cat POV.
It's a very religious cat, and she will the first chapter that you're in her POV, she pushes the Bible off of the the like end table, and then she opens it up and she says, "This is the verse of the day."
What? Oh, honestly, that sounds so amazing.
And then not Feral Creatures, that's the sequel. Hollow Kingdom has a crow as a main character called Shit Turd.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you're reading like all the weird character POVs of like
I know,
animals.
right? Last House on Needless Street I read during Amazing Readathon. Hollow Kingdom I read for my Choose Your Own Adventure vlog.
Okay. And then have you did you end up getting to Starter Villain? I know you were thinking about
Not
it.
yet. Not yet.
Okay, that doesn't have a cat POV, if I remember correctly, but it does have cats who like talk. Like they communicate. So it's very fun.
No, that's definitely on my I might wait for like a readathon, like Amazing Readathon for that one because it's shorter.
Oh, honestly, and it's such a fast, it's a fast read too. You get through it very quickly.
Because I know Kaiju Preservation Society I read during Scatagorathon, and I remember it being really quick.
Yeah.
Been a minute since I joined Sprints. Yes, it's been a while. I missed you. Currently reading The Sixth Extinction. I can't talk tonight.
There was a lot of like sounds together though.
There's a lot of X's in that.
Yeah, with like thuzz next to them, and you're like, what?
Anyway, nonfiction. I hope you're enjoying it. 29 pages this time. Spent a while during this one rearranging things around me to make room for all the cats.
Aww.
That sometimes you got to do. This little poodle over here is laying on top of the heater vent in this already cold office.
He's like, all mine, nothing for you.
Well, I took his sweater off because he's getting a haircut tomorrow, so I wanted to wash his sweater. And I think he's cold now.
Yeah, he's like, I'm naked.
I read about 30 pages that sprint. Nice. 88% into Divine Rivals. Probably finish it tomorrow. 3 a.m. in the UK, but I'm wide awake, so I thought I'd drop in. Well, welcome. I'm sorry that you have insomnia. Got 2 chapters done in the last sprint, despite my very demanding cat wanting all the snuggles. I feel this.
The theme of the day is cats. Like, what is going on?
Right? Finished my first book of 2024, System Collapse by Martha Wells. Very nice.
Ooh.
Have you read Murderbot?
No. So it's All Systems Red's the first one, right?
Yeah.
I definitely have to read that. I meant to read it this month. Like I'm on hold for the ebook, but it's like 9 weeks out and I'm like, well, I'll read that.
They're on Hoopla if you have that.
Oh,
I know the audiobooks are. I don't know about the ebooks, but I know the audiobooks are, and the audiobooks are really, really well done because they kind of have some of that like spacey background noise in them.
Oh, they do beep boop boop or I don't know. That's what I would do if I was in there.
Meet more. Yeah, so I'm gonna read the 4th one is on my Kerplunk TBR for the month.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm gonna try to knock that out at some point this month. And they're only like 3 or 4 hours long.
You know, I saw that. I was like, this is very short. Like I saw it in the last time I was in a bookstore. I saw all of them, like, ooh, all of them are so short and like
they're tiny. I only own the first one physically because I don't buy novellas full price. Because it's kind of a waste of money.
Yeah, they're just they're just as expensive as like a book that's like 3
That's
or
the
4
thing, like they're still $20. So like I'm missing random Wayward Children ones because I'll find them on Pengo or like, you know, a used bookstore, whatever. Like I'm just like, I'm not paying $20 for this book that I will read in 2 hours.
Exactly.
Same with graphic novels. Like the only 2 series that I will buy physically are Heartstopper and Lore Olympus. Everything else I'll read via e-copy. Have a cat on my lap now, also demanding the snuggle. You know, they do that. They do that. Finished my book, updated my books purchase list, bought too many things this year already. I have not bought anything yet.
Ooh, look at you.
Look at me.
I guess it's the 3rd day.
Right? There are 2. There's 1 book. No, that's a lie. There's like 3 or 4 books that are still coming to me, but I did buy them before December 31st.
That's kind of the trick. It's like, if I buy them last year.
And I used Pengo credits for them.
You know what I did? I did buy this it might have been before New Year's, but I did buy 3 books on Pango. But admittedly, there were 3 books that I have already read before, and so they're just
Well, 2 of them were for the booktuber favorites. I'm not ready to start reading yet. Thank you.
I know. How dare I?
Way faster. 2 of them were for the booktuber favorites. Because I would prefer being able to hold up books during like the vlogs. And I have like $60 or $70 in Pango credit right now.
Yeah, I'm close to that, to be honest.
Yeah, and so I was like, it's fine. And then I bought a Sierra Simone book because you very rarely see A Lesson in Thorns for sale, and it was like very, very reasonably priced. And then I got a lot of Django Wexler books from the Shadow Campaign series that I want to read.
Yeah, it's interesting how Pango Books now has that feature where it tells you if it. Well, I can't remember if it tells you only as a seller, but like tells you what's a fair price or like what, like if it tells
it'll
you.
Tell you if you go on to somebody else's and you're looking at it, it'll tell you if it's a good deal or not.
Okay, yeah, which I was like, oh, this is an interesting like feature.
Yeah, it basically means because when you sell them, there's a below market price and above market, and if it's like on the lower end of market or below market, it's considered a good deal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes me feel old to remember Facebook predated smartphones, right?
Yeah.
Right? I used to get status updates texted to me because I didn't have a smartphone. I did that too. And you remember when Facebook used to say, like, your status update had to start with like is something?
Yes, like so and so is doing this. Yeah. Like
when it was like truly a status update.
Yeah. Or I remember there was also like there was a feature where you could have like a pin, like a board of pins, like a pin board on your side, and
and you remember wild. Like well, like this was more of a MySpace thing, but then Facebook kind of tried to adopt it with the top 9.
Oh my gosh. That was honestly, if you think back and you're like, that's a terrible idea.
I know, it's so bad. Yeah. It's like I was in high school when that was happening.
Yeah. And I was like, and it was weird questions too. It was like, who, like, would you rather kiss and other things? And we're just like really out there. And I'm like, what is happening?
Right? Oh, and do you remember when you could poke people?
Yes, you could poke people. Honestly, Facebook pre-iPhone was the Wild West. Like it was lawless. There was like you could
get into like poke wars with your friends, and they would like poke back.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they poked you, poke them back. You're like, okay, I'm gonna poke you back.
You'd like log in, and you'd have like 12 friends that poked you, and you have to like poke them away. Facebook was weird in 2008.
It really was.
Yes, poke wars that would carry you into real life.
Yes, you'd be like, I saw you.
Oh yeah. One point, Facebook was just Farmville. Do you remember?
Yes, that's all it was.
Let's be honest. Farmville is just like the Stardew Valley is just Farmville. That's
exactly what it was. It was like Stardew Valley's like, you know what? Let's get it a revamp. People loved it before. They're going to love it again.
Yeah. Throw a sheep at someone?
Yes. Like, what a weird concept. I mean, we ate it up.
Seriously. You try to tell the kids about Facebook now, and they're like, that's weird.
Yeah, they're like, no wonder, millennials.
Remember when Facebook was only for college students and it started out with just the bigger universities? I didn't get onto it until 2007, I think. So it was already like...
Yeah, for me, I think it was like 2008. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the name, but the fish... Oh, yeah, the fish tank game.
Oh, yeah.
Classic nostalgic Facebook.
Like just crazy.
Yes, I had a memory come up the other day of me making a status telling friends I would not lose the poke war. It was a wild time.
Yeah. And the thing too is like you could like share that memory, and like a number of people on Facebook wouldn't understand it because they didn't have Facebook at the time. Yeah, they'd be like, well, poking war, like what is she talking about?
Right. Oh, anyways, hello, welcome to the chaos.
Came at a weird time, just to let you know.
You might have come at a weird time. Just wanting to finish 1,000 Boy Kisses. Very nice. Just bought the first 4 Murderbot Diaries for like $45. That's not bad.
Yeah, not for 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Better than 80, like for 4.
Yeah, it's just they're just so expensive,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you try to buy them hardback, because when the new one comes out, it's in hardback. Like, I might break down and buy the new Wayward Children one because that one was amazing. But like, I already read it, so it's not adding another book to my TBR.
Yeah, like it's not like you're buying a book and you're like, oh, is it going to be worth the money? I won't know until I read it. And you're like, okay, like I read it. I know I love it. I know I'm going to read it again or whatever I do.
But like, I know it's not going to end up on Pango for like at least 6 months or so. So we'll see. Went to 2 bookstores on the first. No book buying ban here. I can't do a book buying ban. I think it's too restrictive for me.
Yeah.
Here's my rule for 2024. Maybe not like my hard fast rule, but like this is what I'm trying to think of when I buy books is, do I have a video project for it?
Yeah.
A video project or a pre-ordered new release that I'm very excited for. Because like I said, my libraries suck. They're not going to have a lot of the new releases that I want. You know, so like it is what it is.
Yeah, and there's like I have a handful, like I have a good amount of pre-orders because I'm like, hey, it's continuation of a series that I already love, or it's an author that I already know I enjoy. I want to support them. So yeah, like I think that like there's a
couple of special editions that I've pre-ordered, but I know that with the popularity of like first edition of Fourth Wing, like how expensive you can sell those for now. I'm like, there's a couple, like Sanctuary of the Shadow is another. I didn't actually realize it was a Red Tower book. It just popped up on my, you might like this because it's a circus book. But they're doing, like, okay. Circus fantasy, of course.
I might like this.
Maybe. And so I bought it and then I realized it was Red Tower. But like, I was like, likely those will resell if I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm trying to think about like, but like for the most part, I'm like, do I have a video planned or can I create a video around it in the next 12 months? Because what I don't want is books sitting on my shelf for 2 years again.
Yeah, especially when you're so consistent in making content and like reading so many books already for that, it can be a lot to be like, how can I add a few books, you know, when you're like every single book needs to count for something in addition to me enjoying it. Yeah, so I get that. Like
anticipated releases and pre-orders, that's easy to make a content. I make a vlog where I read 3 anticipated releases. Great. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Check. But that's just like kind of the thought process is like when I walk into a bookstore, I'm not, oh, this is on sale, so I'm going to buy it. I'm going to be like, is this for a video? Can I make a video out of it? Especially like since my channel is monetized, like I'm at least like recouping some of the money back.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I'm the kind of person at this point now, because I have the goal of reading every book that I've purchased in 2024 in 2024. So it genuinely is, you're like, hey, like I'm going to read this within 12 months because you start to think and you look at a book, you're like, wow, I bought this how many years ago, maybe brand new. So for that price, and it's been sitting on my shelves. Why didn't I just wait? I could have bought it 5 years ago, like 5 years later, and it's still, you know,
because like, so now it's going to be on Pango for $5.
Exactly. And you're like, I spent 25 bucks on this baby, like back in the day. Yeah.
And well, I thought about when I kind of came up with this rule for myself, I thought about it because usually the last quarter of the year before Christmas, after Christmas to New Year's, that week does not count. But like October and November into December, I don't buy a lot of books because I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to read it by the end of the year, so I can wait because I have my whole end of the year planned. I was like, well, why don't I just expand that to the whole year?
Like, wait a second. If this
I was like, wait, I can do this. It's not just because the calendar ends in December.
We're like, I'm on to something here.
So that is my That's my thought process this year. A bunch is manga, so at least it'll be fast to read. I love reading. Like, it's like, at least when you get like a bunch of books, it's like you're like, okay, well, I'll be able to read them quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nice thing about like graphic novels and stuff. Anyone remember Mousetrap? I remember the board game Mousetrap, but I might be like really old.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Mousetrap online, if that's.
I maybe, but I do remember, like, I'm just thinking of the board game. You know what I mean? When you would walk around and like,
yes, and it was like the little cage.
No, the cage would come down, and you were like didn't want to be in that one spot when the cage dropped.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome. I think I got on Facebook when I moved away for college specifically because I moved away. Yeah, that's about what I did. The OG price was $80. Wow.
I believe it. Yeah.
Amazon has a hardcover box set on markdown. Do they now? Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Oh, wait a second.
My laptop did it again. Reading a Kindle book on my laptop right now, and it muted you and then reloaded. Oh no. Well, welcome back.
Yeah, hi.
I hope you were enjoying your book. Hello, Coda. Hopping over from Wind Down Wednesday. Hope you had a wonderful night over there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been reading yet tonight because you've been drinking too much of the wine.
Yeah.
It's cooking, then eating, then chatting. Now chatting. And there's wine. I hope you enjoy that. If Wednesday was not a work day for me, then like I would also be at Wind Down Wednesday, but like can't do that.
Oh, I know. Also, Coda's been having fun. He like made fish the other day with like leftover champagne. I think.
Yeah, I saw
like,
that.
I was like, Coda, you're just living the best life,
right? I was like, man, now I want salmon.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much just buy used books. I don't feel bad. Yeah. I mean that's recycling books. We like that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I do not remember.
I don't remember
Mousetrap
that
on Facebook.
Yeah.
I won't do a fully book buying ban or book acquiring ban, but I do avoid adopting. I like that term, adopting books.
Yeah, I say that with books. I'm always like, oh, I'll give it to a good home. Like if I don't like a book.
There was a TikTok that I saw that was like, maybe you don't need the books, but perhaps have you ever thought maybe the books need you? You selfish bitch.
Maybe the books need you.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm their mother. What are you talking about? All these books?
These are my children. But I do avoid adopting or buying books without good justification. I don't mind at all having a big unread home library though. My current number is 266.
Oh.
Although that number is technically higher because there's like 4 books that I forgot about that were not on the shelves.
Those pesky misbehaving
like
children.
270. But you know, it is what it is. I would like to get it a little lower. I like having options, but I think I might have too many options.
Yeah, like I want like manageable options where it's like I don't feel overwhelmed thinking of every title that I own. Like, you know, being like, okay, no, good. I feel good about the number of titles I own. Not
the reasonable idea would be that if I didn't buy another book, I could read them all in a year.
I like that. Yeah.
Right? Because obviously I'm gonna buy books throughout the year.
Yeah.
But if I didn't buy any books, could I read all these in a year? That's the number I would like to be at, which is like probably about 150.
Yeah. I know. I like that philosophy. I feel like that'll be what I say now. I'm going to take that. I like the way you phrase that.
It might be a little bit too long for your channel name.
Yeah, Leandra, you do it in a year. I can't even. I don't know. YouTube will be like, "Who are you? What are you talking about?
Who are you?" Right? I'm pretty sure that game was like from the 80s because I'm pretty sure the one that we got was like from a Goodwill.
Yeah, like made probably with the cheapest plastic ever to exist.
Probably had lead paint in it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a book buying ban this year, but if they're traditionally published, I'm going to look at my local library first. There you go. Yeah. That's a great way to do that. I saved the book not knowing the one day would save me.
Oh, yes, exactly.
There you go. It is a work day for me tomorrow. See, yeah, 5 a.m. is just too early. It's just three
Albie's like, it's just 3 glasses. It's like a bottle has like 4 or 5.
Exactly. Man, I had 2 glasses of Prosecco on New Year's Eve because I don't like champagne very much because it gives me a headache, but I'll do Prosecco as like my champagne. I had 2 glasses and I was like, I feel this. I don't drink very much anymore. I am a lightweight.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm not like I am.
Listen,
not
I'm
the
a cheap
same.
date. I'm their mother. Yes. So many papery children.
Papery. Yes.
Commend you. I need absolutely zero justification for acquiring a book. You know, yeah. There's been times where I have bought multiple books of I didn't know, I forgot that I owned already. Not full price. It was like one that I saw on Goodwill and then like had already bought it.
And you're like, that's a good deal. I should take advantage of it. And then
exactly. And then I was like, yeah, I already have this. I said that last week.
Yeah.
So I totally ban myself every year. Yep. Yep. I do occasionally take home boxes of books my friends are getting rid of so I can sort them and send them on to good places, even if I only keep a couple. You know, pet rescue, but books.
Yeah, doing the good work.
I love that. All right, we're going to do one more sprint, but I'm only going to do a 30-minute sprint. So I'm going to like change this and like find the 30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, it's actually 30 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yeah, we'll take it. Maybe some of us need those 15 seconds.
Maybe you need the 17 seconds. All right, I will see you in 30. welcome back. I read like 25 pages, and there was a story on the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is like an hour away from me.
You're like, hey,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love
Anyway,
that.
apparently he's been to Utah.
You're like, oh, wait a second. You drove by me.
Anyway,
Yeah.
how did your sprint go?
Well, I caught up with Danny and I finished the last chapter for the evening. So one more chapter and now I'm good. And we're like, it's not that this is like long or anything, but I was like, oh, like we must have, like I was trying to figure out what the percentage was, and I'm immersive reading it. And so this is like, it's 416 pages. And so I'm not halfway yet, but like things are happening, and there was a bit of a steamy scene, but it was involving like his telepathy, which was very fun of a dynamic to be a part of. And so and then there's been like a couple breakthroughs for our girl Lexi, so I'm like, okay, good. I'm very happy for our couple. So yeah, it was fine.
Nice. That's exciting. So I wanted to get finished tonight, but I still have 3 hours and 41 minutes to like 2 hours, not quite 2 hours on my listening speed. I hate that Libby doesn't do the math for you.
Yeah, you have to like think, especially if it's not like, there's a difference if you're like at 2 times speed, but if you're at like a, something point something, you're like, okay, what is.
Yeah.
It's
like an hour and 40 minutes if I'm doing the math correctly.
Yeah, and it's 9 p.m. for you right now.
Yeah. It's probably not gonna happen tonight.
Yeah.
Unless I just can't sleep, which has happened.
Yeah, it happened to me just a few days ago. I like for the first time in a long time, I like woke up and it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, I'm awake. And so I just stayed up for an hour, and I'm like, how do people deal with this? Yeah. It was the worst.
Fortunately, tomorrow is a little bit later of a day than normal. Like normally I go into work at 7 because I can miss rush hour traffic if I work 7 to 3 rather than 9 to 5. But tomorrow Schmidt's getting his hair cut, and his groomer is right across the street from my office. So I just take him in at the same time, and his appointment's not till 9. So so I'm like, I get to sleep in a little bit.
That's not nice.
Nice. Just a little bit, not that much. Yes. Anyways, I bought my son's grandma and my sister-in-law the ones that. Oh, this was like a conversation about like wine bottles and glasses.
I did see
that was happening in the comments.
Yeah, I was looking briefly when Coda was like blah 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 lol blah 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 lol. He's like, can you tell that I'm ending every message with lol?
And LOL.
And I was like, yep.
Anyways, yes, wine does sound nice. Had to go with some strawberry cream whiskey. That sounds interesting.
Ooh.
Pour through a strainer. Interesting. Got to chapter 62. Put the young one to bed. Nice. Thank you for hanging out with us. Made it to 50%. Time for bed. Thank you for the sprints. Thank you for hanging out. I read a few pages of Unwind by Neil Shusterman. Very nice. Got to page 234. Very nice. Read a chapter. There you go. Thank you, Ro. Mind Specs.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, it was very like I had a good time, but I was like, whoa, this is a different dynamic.
Nice. Finished the chapter I was on, so I'm like 89%. I don't know how to feel right now. I'm so in love with this book. My brain is like, don't read the sequel. I heard the sequel is pretty heartbreaking too.
Oh.
But like in the best possible way, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like we want our hearts to be broken, kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, anyways, that's gonna be it for us tonight. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. And are there sprints tomorrow?
Yes. So there are sprints tomorrow on Brittany's channel. She's hosting TBRathon sprints at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But also, Margaret is hosting evening sprints for TBRathon. I haven't updated everything in the Discord, but I'll also make sure to like post like right before it starts too, to make sure everybody knows. But I'll update that list. So a lot of sprints on this Thursday, like all day.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and we will see you later. Bye.